This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck. It is a 2005 Ford F250 four-door super cab. It's a long bed. It's a 6.0 turbo diesel, and it's two-wheel drive. XLT, it's cloth. It was a dealer trade-in. We purchased directly from the dealer here in town. They took it in on trade. They can't get any financing for their used vehicles over 100,000 miles, so they sell them all no matter how nice they are. This one was sitting there staring at me, and nobody was bidding on it. And I'm like, why? And then I opened the door, and the driver's seat was disgusting. The rest of the truck was fine, but just the driver's seat looks like, I mean, I don't even know. So we had to send the whole seat out and got the whole seat redone. I'm not sure what happened. It was like covered in black, oily stuff. I don't even know. And then the rest of the truck looked great. The rest of the seats looked fine, but it was so gross nobody would sit in it to even turn it on. So I don't know, to even start the truck. So I'm not really sure what that was on the seat. I don't know if he was just a gross guy who never cleaned the seat, or I don't know what it was, but that was it. Anyway, like I said, it was just a dealer trade-in. There's no history here of theft or anything. I'm going to walk around and show you. There's a couple dings and nicks and scratches, but other than that, just a good truck. Driver tire looks like it's about 70 or 80% tread. There used to be those little, looks like those are mounts for those deer whistle things that scare the deer off of the road, you know, when you're driving, the whistle sound. I don't even know if that works. It seems a little funky to me, but yeah, the tires, the front tires at least, are, I mean, they're probably more like 90%, not 70 or 80. They look like they just went on. Let's see. See the little nick here? You could use a little touch-up paint, especially I think it's on the driver's bedside. The passenger side of this truck looks great, which is unusual. Usually the passenger sides are always dinged up, and the driver's side is better. The rear tire looks probably 90% tread too. It looks like somebody just put tires on this thing, which is always a good indication. I'm sure the dealer didn't put them on when he took it in trade, so somebody liked it enough to spend some money right before they traded it in. There is a dent right there in the tailgate. Do we have a spare? We have a brand new spare. We have a tow package. There's a plug. Let's see. We weren't going to take this camper shell off. We usually do, but let me see if I can get it open first. There we go. But it actually isn't such a bad looking deal. Here's some trim pieces we found. Not sure what that stuff's for, but we will find out later what it is. So, let's see. There's your bed. If you want us to take it off before it ships, we'll do that for you. But somebody may actually want that shell. It doesn't look too bad, really. It's pretty straight. There's no scratches really on it. Here's the scratch that I was talking about. There's a little bit of a dent in that scratch, and then there's one right here. Obviously it's white, so some touch-up paint would fix it. Same tire. Boy, the tires are great. You got a brand new spare, so I think you're good to go on tires for a long time. Let's see. Couple scratches here. I think $9 touch-up tube, and you're good to go. Anyway, this seat was unbelievably gross. I mean, I can't even describe you how gross it was. It was like black something. And then the rest of it was fine. Carpet was fine, everything was fine. So I'm not really sure what that guy got into or who owned it before, but he certainly didn't help himself when he traded it in. Alright, let's see. Let's check the miles here. 153,709. 153,709. I'm going to go into the hood. I'm going to show you where the Ford stamp should be on both fenders, on both sides of the core support. There's one there. You can kind of see it right between my fingers there. This indicates that it's never been wrecked and it had parts replaced. Right between my fingers there and right there on the fender. So all the stamps are where they belong. Thing runs great. I'd love to know what that guy. I don't know. It's just a weird. I mean, it's a really pretty straight truck aside from a couple little dings. And there's a little bit of black there. Little stain right here. I don't know what that is. It's funny. The camera shows this stuff better than your human eye. Like when I'm looking through it with my eye, it's not nearly as bright. So I guess what I'm telling you is you're seeing more through the camera, through the HD camera, than you would see with your eye, which I think is very interesting. Actually, there's a technical reason for that. I'm not the technical guy in our company. That would be my brother. But all right, let's see. There's your passenger front window. Door locks. See, and then you see this seat. Look at this thing. It's like no one ever sat in it. It's just strange. There is a manual in here. There's your wheel key. The carpet. It's just freaky. I'm surprised that, you know, dealers don't want to spend any money on these things. The new car dealers, when they, you know, when they sell them, they don't want to get any deeper into them. But they should have fixed the seat on this thing. That was kind of ran everybody off but me. So Poncho's Upholstery fixed it for me so that I would dare to sit in it. There's your power seat back and forward and up and down. That seatbelt's a little, I don't know. I just think dude was filthy. Personal hygiene was probably not up to snuff. That said, you're probably wondering, does it smell in here? And the answer is no. There's the radio. A little Metallica, right on. Alright, let's see. Air conditioning, we got the heater on, that works for sure. Let's make sure the air is working fine. Seatbelt on. It says 153,709. Interestingly, up here on the sticker for Holmes Tuttle Ford, it says you're due up for another oil change at 3/8 of 14 at 154,361. 154. So it had an oil change at Holmes Tuttle Ford at 151,000 miles, which kind of figures. I mean, it runs great. I mean, aside from the seat issue, there's your tow haul on and off, and I can tell you that the air is blowing very cool already, and you can tell in Tucson because it's about noon and it's almost 75 degrees here, so you can definitely feel AC working. All right, let's go for a ride. It's on a clear title, so there's no need to get any inspections done. We have a lot of theft recoveries that require that. This is not one of them. This is just a dealer trade-in. They were too stupid to clean the seat, and that made it even more reasonably priced for me than usual. So we redid the seat, recovered the seat, and sent it to detail, and this is it. We also just discovered that it's been to Holmes Tuttle Ford, which is about 2 blocks away from where we are right now, to get oil changes, and that it's still got some time left on the current oil change. It's also got a brand new set of tires. This is a really nice truck. I suspect that based on the way it feels, even the steering rack is very tight. I think this thing was very well maintained mechanically. If they would have kept Pigpen out from driving it, it would have been almost perfect. Anyway, all right, so if you come to Tucson to drive it home, you're going to pay tax and dock fees. Dock fees are $250. Taxes are 2% city sales tax here in Tucson, plus whatever your state tax rate is. So, shut up for a second. Wow, this thing runs great. This is the 25 zone, so I better cool it here before I get a ticket. It's only a matter of time before I get one on one of these runs. Anyhow, so if your state tax rate is 3%, you decide to fly in or drive in home, you're going to pay a total of 5% tax. That's our 2%, your 3%. If your tax rate is 7%, you're going to pay 9%, okay? And then a $250 dock fee. If you pay by wire and ship, all you pay is the agreed upon price. No dock fees, no taxes, nothing. Please make sure you get your deposit in. Once we have a deposit, we have a deal. Until we have a deposit, we don't have any deal at all, okay? Once we get a deposit, we'll put your name in a banner over the truck at wheelk.com, and you will be the owner of the truck. Until then, like I said, it's for sale. We can't hold cars anymore. We've done that. It's a big mistake. Inevitably, everyone flakes out, and then the people who wanted to buy it have already bought another car, and it's a mess. So that's what's happening from now on. What else? eBay people generated. There's about 8% of eBay people are the biggest pains in the asses ever, right? And the other 92% are the nicest people in the world. There's no middle ground at all. They're just loonier than hell, or they're great. So this is to the 8% that are loonier than hell. If you think this is a new truck, get some psychiatric counseling. It's 153,000 miles. It's clearly well maintained. It's got brand new tires. It runs great, but it's not brand new. It's out of warranty. Ford gives it, the engineers at Ford know more than I know about this truck, and they stop the warranty at a certain mile in a certain year. If they can't give it more of a warranty and they don't know what's going to happen after that point, how would we? So there's risk involved in buying a used vehicle, whether it's got 10 miles on it or 153,000 miles. If you're not willing to take on some risk for the value that the money you're saving, then go buy a new one. And the new ones are probably an XLT, two-wheel drive, probably 35. And then you can get the bottled water and the lounge chair, and maybe a driver, or a loaner car, or whatever, and you'll be happy. If you need to know that a check engine light's never going to come on, and blah, 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 that's what you need to do. In my opinion, this is a beautiful truck. I'm shocked at how well it rides. It's got a beautiful ride. Like I said, a tube of touch-up paint, and you're good to go. Right here, and you're good to go. Anyway, please look at our ad. Every vehicle has a weakness. It's common knowledge the weakness in this truck is in a 6.0 is the EGR and cooler. They've got it down to the point where you can go to Bulletproof and buy all the parts for about $600, and a reputable shop will put them in for, gosh, it's between about 5 and 7 hours. Depends on what they charge for the shop hour, but you should be able to get it done, brand new bulletproof stuff for $1,500 or less. I've been seeing people getting charged $3 grand, which is outrageous. If you're a mechanic, who everyone says their mechanic is their friend. If you get to the point where you need an EGR, this one doesn't need one, or a cooler. Obviously, it's running great, and there's no smoke or signs of an EGR. But if you ever get to that point and you bring it to your friendly mechanic who would never screw you, and he says $3,000, he's not your friend. We get that all the time. People because they also think we're a auto repair shop, and we're not. But we are an expert on 6.0s. And they ask, is $3,000 too much to pay? Yeah, it is. Well, my best friend says it's $3,000. Well, your best friend hates you. Okay, that's what we know. So anyway, I'm just giving a little FYI. That's their weakness. That's what it costs to do it in the real world. It doesn't need it now. It may never need it. I have a 300,000 mile one on our property right now that's never had one and doesn't need one. So who knows? But informed buyer makes a happy buyer, and the right car will find the right person if I tell them everything that I know. And that's what I know. All right, thanks very much for your time. Have a great day and be safe.